Hello and welcome to Zero's Necromancer Guide. For starters, during this guide I'm going to use Burn Phase as a term to describe when you unleash your highest damage output. For those who don't know, the Necromancer is a class with a relatively high skill cap, and instead of using a basic resource system, he has to manage his health well, as his more damaging abilities can drain his health. Health drain on abilities may sound like a bad thing, but he makes up for it with his Lich Farm, which I will go into more detail later. When used correctly and efficiently, you are a force to be reckoned with, as you pretty much will never die and you can dish out tons of damage over time. Now, for his basic abilities, he has 3 basic attack combos, which I'll go into shortly. They aren't currently listed, but they all stem from the right trigger. These combos are as follows: RT-RB, which is an AoE damage over time, RT-RT-RB, which is a single target damage over time which absorbs dead enemies, then there's RT-RT-RT, which is a single target burst ability. You want to rotate between these combos as your burst is down. Your skull throw is also more likely to proc during their longer combos. You want to use this pretty much when it pops up on the strongest enemy. Now, for utility moves, there's LTX, which I'll go to shortly. Shadows of the Past. It is a really helpful ability that can be used aggressively or defensively. It restores your health to whatever value it was when you casted it. It is best used at full or high health before releasing your burn phase though. It is, this usually is the start of it. Then there's RB, Cursed Land, another useful helpful ability that for keeping ads where you want them to be, and also slightly rewarding you for killing your enemies inside by spawning a weaker version of the carry-on. It also takes 3% of your health. Then there's Possession, which is your LT plus B. You must use whenever you summon an ally. It triples the damage of your summon for 12 seconds and make you immune to CC every 3 seconds for 12 seconds, pretty much ensuring your burn is interrupted. It also shares a cooldown usually with your summon. Then there's Skull Throw. As stated before, this ability is very important to use when you can. It takes 10% of your health though, so be careful. This attack is your highest burst in the basic stance, as well as give you 30% buff for 8 seconds when you hit a non-elite enemy. Then there's Rift of Horror. This ability combos very well with Cursed Land at destroying mobs and even does decent damage to bosses. Then there's LTRB, Ghostly Flow, a last resort move. This one ultimate I feel is truly deserving of his long cooldown. This summons waves with ghosts that interrupt and stun enemies that get hit by 1 second, and applies a slow that degenerates over time. It also generates 11 points of necrotic energy for free, as well as reducing cooldown of Lich Farm for 6 seconds for every single enemy that's hit. This ability is an absolute lifesaver, and therefore must only be used in cases of dire need. Now for stances, there's your Y, which is Ghostly Allies, your summoning stance. It gives you powerful allies to help you in your fight, however at a great cost in health, but return that with necrotic energy. Now for the summons, there's Ghostly Skeleton, a great AoE burst, single target, Ghostly Carrion, great single target, but rather slow in attack and bad for large groups. Then there's my personal favorite, the Ghostly Vipers. Summons 3 of them instead of 1, has the shortest cooldown, 30 seconds versus 40 seconds, and absorbs 45% of the damage you take or they spawn, applies a poison that slows for 70%, has a chance to revive when killed, and its poison is the highest damage against moving targets. 300% damage increase, but worse against immobile ones, so be careful, especially on bosses like twins and stuff that don't move at all, but you're going to miss out a lot of damage, and Nautilus of course if they don't move in. Then there's your LTY, which is Lich Farm. This farm is where all your necrotic energy goes to that you've been saving up. They convert into the following: 0% energy is 5 seconds, 50 energy is 7.5 seconds, and 100 energy is 10 seconds. Now for the moves, there's Sickening Nightmare, which is extremely long damage over time that pays off if every tick hits. It does a lot of damage on the damage history. And it heals for 10 seconds. And Volley of Darkness is your burst move in Lich Farm. It can only be used every 2 seconds, 5 uses with 100 energy basically, and also heals more based on how many Sickening Nightmare stacks you have. And now I will go into the rotation. Now I've explained all of his moves. It's about time I show all the different rotations for different situations. When you have jetpack though, make sure you do not use the statue until it breaks. I mean, when the jetpack breaks, because it has a shield, or a barrier as well. If you have a barrier, try to avoid using your statue because it doesn't restore it, unfortunately. Okay, to start off is the basic rotation. You want to do RB, then RT, RB, RT, RT, RB, RT, 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 and then repeat RT, RB, RT, RT, RB, RT, RT, RT. Now the enemies die too fast for me to actually get a full combo off, but as you can see, it's pretty good even by itself. And now for your AoE rotation, you want to do RB for Cursed Ground, RTRB for the Burning Ground, and I'll show you shortly. Okay, here it is. Okay, do you want to use your Shadow of the Past to activate your burn phase? And do you want to press Y, press B quickly, LT plus B, X, dash forward and B. But they died too quickly for me to actually use my B. And your B doesn't work unless you have a target enemy. And if the enemy's still alive after all of that, you just want to use your basic attack rotation until your cooldowns are back. Now, here's for if your Lich form is ready. You want to use RB, RTRB, go in Lich form, press RT, RTRB, RT, RTRB, keep repeating until they're dead or your Lich form runs out. It kills them really quickly because your RB hits really hard. And you get a lot of healing from that. Okay, now for single target. Look over here right quick. You want to use RT, RTRB, activate burn phase with the statue by pressing LTX. Then you want to go to Y or use, I'm going to use the carry-on in this case because he doesn't move. And you want to use LTB to boost it, and dash forward and B. It's kind of wanky there. And after you do all that, you want to just use your basic attack rotation again. And you can see how much damage the DoT does right now, which is not too much, but it also applies a fear, which is really helpful against groups of ads. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to just go over it again. This basic attack rotation. You just keep repeating. You want to make sure all your DoTs are always going off, but try not to use them over and over again, because you actually lose a little bit of DPS, especially Plague, because when you first cast it, it doesn't do an extra strike. But thanks for watching. That's God.